Well, hello everyone, back in the garage. It has been an insane 2 weeks for me. It's insane. I'm married now, legally. Me and Bronte had our wedding. It was a backyard wedding, and it was absolutely insane. I had Chris from Project Prime there filming the whole thing, so he's gonna make a really awesome wedding video, so I'm so happy to be able to share that with you guys, and I just can't wait to see it because it's gonna be awesome. Because Chris always does cool videos, and he used to do a lot of wedding stuff. Now he does a lot of car stuff, and I was able to give him the best of both worlds. Did 2 big burnouts, well, 2 cars, multiple burnouts. One was in the garage, one was in the street. Cops came twice, you know, normal stuff out here in Florida, but it was absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for all the support, all the congratulations. Me and Bronte appreciate it so much. It feels weird to wear this ring. Probably won't wear this metal one when I'm working in the shop for the most part, but I have some rubber ones. Just wanted to kind of show you guys my ring. It's titanium, lightweight, crazy, feels weird. So very cool. Got some cool magnets. The Bogetti's 2021, so just let that one live there for a little while. But it was wild. I'll show you guys the walkthrough right now of what the what it looked like after our party. Well, for some reason last night, I mean, I wasn't like drunk or anything, but I decided that it would be a cool idea to do a in the garage burnout. The car started walking, but it didn't move forward an inch. I was able to just kind of work the brake, gas and clutch in a way, which I'm pretty proud of. Yep. You'll have that. They tried to hold me back. They put like a tire here, trying to hold me back, but it didn't really need it. This car is great at doing burnouts. 2 full trash cans, not terrible. Need more trash cans. Let's give a quick walkthrough. Oh man, it's pretty trashed back here. There's a cupcake. Oh man, not many people took their coffee, so I'll just take that. Tables are pretty wrecked. Got a lot of cleaning up to do on that. Let's see, that's a good photo. I'm in that one. Good photo. Got some more full trash cans over here. We were like just had enough alcohol as far as like beers go. One empty one there. Well, there's empties there. There's some up there, I think. Other than that, we're like just there on beer. And then all this Kirkland alcohol. 1 thing of White Claw. Some vodka, some more vodka. Damn, they opened both of these on me. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can return the Kirkland vodka you don't use. Well, not an opened one, but an unopened one. So I can return those too, and that tequila. And then maybe this wine. I don't know if I'll return that. Milwaukee Light. Oh man, it's great back here though. Looks awesome. So got to clean all this stuff up today. We are ready for some breakfast because I'm about to go pick up a huge amount of breakfast right now because, as didn't know, breakfast is the best, most important meal of the day. My personal favorite meal. I love eggs, all that good stuff. The only cars left in the driveway are Bronte's, mine, the bathrooms, 240, Garrett's truck, and the wagon. Yeah, so a little wild. So today though, back in the shop, I got a lot to do. There's so much I have to do on this car before February, and I really want to have this car finished, but also ready and dialed in, not just finished, because there's those are not the same thing. Finished and ready to go are 2 different things. I'll never personally feel ready because that's just the type of person I am, is I will always feel like there's more I should have done in unpreparedness, whatever you want to call it, being unprepared. But so this is what I love about just ordering parts. I have so many like random stuff like this on the shelf. If I order something and it's not the right part that I need, I usually just put it on the shelf, because why not? So found these digging around, some LS1 flywheel bolt kit, and they will work for that flex plate, it looks like. So that's good. They have like a nice little collar on there to keep it centered, and they are obviously much stronger than like a standard, just like a regular OEM GM bolt that you're not supposed to reuse, because I think those are torque to yield stretch OEM ones. But I took out the OEM flex plate the other day because my buddy Mike said he needed one for his whatever adapter kit that he's using on his CDO9, I guess, from LS CDO9, I don't know, uses OEM flex plate. I don't know, I've never bought a CDO9, but he needed it, so pulled that off, gave it to him, and now time to do this. I wasn't going to use an OEM one anyways, because I have this one that's SFI approved, even though it doesn't look any different to me. Well, there you have it. It is up on the trans jack. I haven't gotten to use this trans jack yet, so that'll be fun. You guys know I love transmissions. I actually do really enjoy taking automatics in and out. Last time this trans was in anything, I actually snipped off the bell housing a little bit here with a cutoff wheel to clearance for some stuff, just to make it a little easier. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need it. This isn't an SFI bell housing or anything, honestly. I am working towards getting a different trans for this car. Realistically, getting a different trans for that car, and that trans can go in this car would be the goal. That car with a 400, this car with a Power Glide, but both need a 400, but 400 is big money. Yeah, so just got to put the converter on here so I can crank it up. This converter, if you guys don't know, is actually one that I've been extensively borrowing from one Mr. James Tall. I get it out of here. But now I did see that he got a new car, so he's probably gonna want it back. So I'll get this converter back to him at some point. I'll get a right converter for this car, or I'll just get him a new converter or pay him for this or something. He'll probably get a better spec converter. I don't know. We'll figure that out, me and him. But gonna use this converter back in there. It's like a nitrous converter, so it works pretty well for this deal. And yeah, so that's what's nice about a Power Glide, is I just lifted this thing up and put it on here. Converter does not want to lock onto the pump. Maybe, I don't know. Well guys, for some freaking unknown reason, I can't get the converter on. I've had this converter on this transmission before, so I know it should go on. It just won't cooperate. I've been freaking trying. I'm gonna try again with the camera roll, and maybe it'll work. Well, sometimes parts just don't want to cooperate, and that transmission and converter are those parts right now. So I'm gonna come back to it later with a fresh mind and a little less frustrated, and I'm gonna do something else. So I lowered the car down. Time to get to work on the cooling system. So let's talk about cooling system. So obviously I need a radiator up front. I already have a heat exchanger. Oh, there's a therapy sticker. I already have the heat exchanger mounted. You guys saw I did that a couple of videos ago. And for the radiator, we got this Frostbite one that I got from the guys over at Holly. Should be good. And then got this guy from Rock Auto. It is a brand new AC condenser. So I believe the AC condenser goes in first into these spots, and then the radiator goes in right behind it. So probably have to potentially find some more of the rubber stuff, but whatever these rubber grommets that hold it on are, I don't remember, but I have them in a box somewhere. So gonna first mount up the AC condenser, and then we can mount up the radiator and we can know how much room we got. So let's get this stuff unboxed. All right, well, this thing's really nice, but let's just talk about one thing. Self-tappers, dude, they're not exactly, look at that. Who did this? Who put that junk self-tapper in like that? Really? Why couldn't you use like nice hardware like this one right here? Did you run out? Did somebody run out of this nice hardware and they just went to, you know, Ace Hardware and got a bunch of Phillips head self-tappers? But it's nice and should go right into stock location. Go over there. Just like that. And then there's something on the top. I just gotta dig them up. But just like that. Nice and clean. This comes around the radiator that way. I thought they went straighter, but maybe that's just that quality control. I expect too much. I think somewhere in here. Like one of these, I just tossed everything in. These guys. So these go on the top. Like that. Something like that. I'm gonna figure out how these go, and then we should be in business pretty soon, boys. You gotta just love that when things just work. So these are the original little rubber grommets at the bottom, the top, all over just work. You know, you just saved them. I just saved them in the box over there, and now they're good to go. Look at this radiator in here. Super high polished, big radiator. I mean, it is blocked by the condenser, which is the only worry that I have with flow, but I still need to tighten the condenser. But condenser and radiator both fit in factory location. This is what's so nice about just getting a Mustang and just doing something like this on a very well-known chassis. Parts are available, so we can run this big radiator, stock AC condenser, and also a pretty big heat exchanger down here for the supercharger. So that's what's also nice about a supercharger. We don't really have much going up front besides fan and accessories, so we'll have about normal amount of space. Like, everything's gonna be very standard to work on this car. That was a lot of my goal. There's not gonna be any like turbo piping in the way or anything crazy like that, just a normal exhaust. But I am really happy with how this looks. I'm gonna find all the hardware, tighten all this stuff down, probably wipe all this stuff down. I probably should have cleaned it up and repainted it, but honestly, it's not that big of an issue. But I mean, that's already like super solid. I don't know how much this cap is rated for, probably 30 PSI. It also has the provisions for a trans cooler, but if you just don't plumb them, you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna run an external trans cooler because I need this car to stay cool, and I don't want to mix those two together, if you guys know what I mean. Most race cars don't do it like this. But super nice. I'm really happy with how that looks. That was like a 5-minute install to put those in. And then for AC, our hookups are these two, and then there's gonna be an AC condenser probably right here, so it's gonna be pretty nice. I'll go get those custom made. Oh, gosh dang. Look at that, clean. Oh, it's saying to hit it on with a dead blow. Goodness, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll be honest. Not on the car, at least. Okay, so the OEM shroud fits. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna use, but it looks really nice and fits and kind of, I don't know, it's got a good design to it where everything goes to the fan very well. It is just one fan, but it's not a nice electric fan. OEM stuff usually works pretty well in my opinion. I guess down low there's nothing, I don't know. OEM stuff just works well. So maybe I'll use this fan, we'll see. But I did just realize, thankfully before I bolted all this down, that I will probably have to take it all back out to pin the crank correctly once my balancer comes. I'm still waiting on the balancer to use a drill straight on, so obviously this won't be able to be there unless I have a 90-degree drill, which I do not have. Maybe I'll buy one because 90-degree drills are pretty nice, but I don't know. Kind of just cascade of always waiting on something. Well, I refuse to stand around and not do anything, so I'm gonna start bolting the blower down. So that supercharger right there, these guys right here, and then I have the long little blower bolts that go in. There's like 5, 10 of them, and then they just kind of go right into place. So these guys, a little dirty. Guess you'll have that on those big jobs. So yeah, just go like that, and then they sit nicely right on there. So I've seen people port match these before, but we're not doing all that. I'm not even cleaning them, guys. A little bit of oil ain't never hurt an engine. See, so then they go like that. And these I actually got a very long time ago. Well, just cooking along here, the motor is still tiltable, but I bolted the blower on, so now all of this is one whole unit right here. The motor still has some movement, so that'll be nice for getting the headers in and the trans in. But until I get the converter on the trans, I'm not gonna put it in yet. But just cooking along, just one thing after another. I do need to cut this hood. Probably can't do that until the motor is fully decided on location-wise, but there's gonna be a decent bit of blower sticking out of the hood. I'm actually very excited to cut it. The throttle body, a little tight, I'll be honest. I'd prefer not to have to cut the hood for the throttle body because that kind of looks stupid in my opinion. And I can't really flip it because the bracket's here. Maybe I could. No, I can't. I cannot flip the throttle body. So I don't know. So I ordered a bunch of parts last night and was at the track hanging out with James and Cleet and them, and they were running the Elko. So kind of cut yesterday a little early, but I'm kind of doing this little backwards here because I'm excited and it's one of my favorite things to do. So I am going to cut the hood. Something I've been wanting to do on the 240 for a while, but I don't have a hood for it. So I got the engine pretty much where it should be, and now it's just time to cut probably a little square like this in the hood. So you guys have seen me do it on the Camaro where I cut the little hole. This is going to be a little trickier, but should be a nice clean little cut. So let's get to it on this. This hood is all fiberglass, I believe, so it should be a little easier to cut, but it'll be messier for sure. Shouldn't be interfered, so it can move a little bit. I have this bungee cord pulling it forward so it's like level, but this is exactly how it should be pretty much. I mean, I can tell because looking at it here, the lid is like perfectly level with the cowling. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's as level as it's gonna be. And this hood needs to be cut, and I love the look of a cut hood, so let's give it some cutting. Okay, so the way that I was taught to do this by Troy, I know you're watching, Troy, I was taught to tape off like this, and then the hood open, you measure like this to the lid from any start point on the tape like this. So that's like 20 inches right there to the exact front of the lid. So I had to put you guys down, but this is how I like to do it. I like to use the end of the tape measure like this, go to like a high point on it, start high. So like right there, do 20 inches. And then right here, 20 inches again. Here, 21. And then the full length like this. Twenty 24. So, and then you just go like that. Then you can close up your hood, triangulate those same measurements out, and then you have your first start square. At least you should. Let's see, so it's a little tough when the hood's like this, but that 21. Okay, and just like that, we have a little square now, like rectangle-ish. It's just the starting cut. I'll probably have to cut more, but this is a good base cut. Thank goodness I have one of these mats that I was about to throw away. These are really good for stopping things, I hear. Remember, this is just the initial cut. Maybe. I might have cut off too much. The problem is, a big part of being able to do this nicely is patience. I don't have a whole lot of that. Sometimes I can, sometimes I'm a little antsy and I jump the gun. Like this kind of thing should take a while, should cut it 45 times, test fit it, multiple measurements. I'm a little quicker on that deal. My measurements were a little off. I did the old cut once. I need to just notch it a little more right here. But my hole is shifted too far over this way. Whatever. You know what I mean. You can see how off my hole is. Over there. Whole hand here, not whole hand there. It still needs to be notched here, and then it's gonna have to be notched here for the hoses, but that's how much is gonna be popping out. I like that, looks cool. And it kind of fits the junk of this car. You guys know, if I ever want another hood, I can find one of these. Hood's pretty easy at a junkyard if I want to try again. So that's why I wasn't really too concerned. These hoods are pretty easily found, and I may even end up going with a cowl at some point, but for now, just a little hood cut. I'm gonna go get the leaf blower and clean this place out. How do I look? Not too bad. Well, I've cut quite a few hoods now at this point. This is the first fiberglass hood I've ever cut. And I'll tell you, I thought fiberglass was gonna be easier to work with because it's so easy to cut, but honestly, that's what makes it kind of difficult in my opinion, for me at least, because it is so easy to cut and pieces shave off and chip off so quickly when you're cutting them that it makes it like, you know, it almost instantly can change so quickly, if you guys understand what I'm saying. And then there's a lot of dust. So, first time I've ever done that. Honestly, I think I like cutting steel hoods better, but fiberglass is probably better once you learn what you're doing. It is messy under here. I had the towel over there, so most of the dust isn't on there, but a little bit of dust. So, there's mostly no open ports besides injectors, couple bolts there, and maybe I'll just buy some kind of like bolt-on hood scoop cowling and just kind of rivet it on there. That could be kind of an interesting situation too, because it would be nice to keep rain out. I don't know, haven't decided yet. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you just do a cowling? Would you just ignore all of the imperfections on this and run it because the car is pretty rough anyways? I mean, this hood is shot to begin with, so I wasn't really too worried about it. Like, it's all chipping paint and some Bondo work, I think. I believe there's some Bondo work. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.